Welcome to the Michigan Travel Show, a kaleidoscope of stories about the people, places, and events that shape our great state.
Two radio guys here, you'd think we could find one microphone that works, but hey, we have an old saying at our station, when a live shot goes south, it tested fine. Anyhow, thanks very much, Jim, for that introduction. I'm here representing the 50 jurors of North American Car, Truck, and Utility Vehicle of the Year. We're all automotive journalists, and we all look at vehicles in a different way. I mean, I'm just sort of like a middle-aged, maybe pushing older age guy who looks at vehicles in terms of, you know, what's a regular person going to buy. But we've got gearheads who can take a vehicle around a track. We've got people who could tear apart and put together an engine blindfolded. It is a diverse jury, and that is our strength. We all look at vehicles from different aspects, and we come together and we try to figure out what is the best of the best vehicle of a given model year. Well, that's the actual award that's going to be handed out to start the auto show in January, and we're back home for that. We're not talking about the best of the best today. We're talking about where we start, the best. We call this the best of 2025. Originally it was semi-finalists, but we decided that no, the vehicles we decide are the 25 best vehicles of a given model year. Our jury gets together, we look through the entire list of all the vehicles that have been redesigned for a model year. We vote and we pick 10 cars, 10 utilities, and 5 trucks that we will then redrive some of these, or in some cases drive them for the first time at an event in Ann Arbor later next month. Then we'll vote. We'll get it down to 3 finalists who will be announced to start the LA Auto Show in November. So if you're out there, please check that out. And then we're back home at the Detroit Auto Show on January 10th for the first time in 5 years to announce the actual awards. And by the way, Deloitte is the company that counts the ballots, they certify the ballots, and at that particular date, they're the only people who know who the winners are. They give them to us in envelopes, and we do it Oscar style, and we make the actual announcement. But today we're going to announce the best of 2025, the vehicles that we'll be judging for North American Car, Truck, and Utility of the Year. So first we'll start with the trucks. There are only 5 of them: Toyota Tacoma, Ford Ranger, Ram 1500, GMC Sierra EV, and the Rivian R1T. For Utility of the Year, the best of 2025, Volvo's EX90, Hyundai Santa Fe, VW ID Buzz, Chevy Equinox EV, Toyota Land Cruiser, Lincoln Nautilus, Jeep Wagoneer S, Hyundai Ioniq 5N, Honda Prologue, and Porsche Macan EV. And finally, the semifinalists, best of 2025 for North American Car of the Year: Toyota Camry, Honda Civic Hybrid, Kia K4, Dodge Charger EV, Cadillac Celestiq, BMW 3 Series, BMW M5, Mercedes AMG E-Class, Fiat 500e, and Porsche Panamera. And it's no coincidence that you'll see many of these vehicles here in the next couple of minutes. And by the way, if you couldn't write that fast, no problem. Allie Cook, who is our PR representative, she has her hands raised there. She's got a list for anybody who may be interested in seeing that list and having that list. And please come back to Huntington Place, just a couple of miles that way. I think they used to call it Cobo Center or something like that. Something like that. Anyway, for the first time in 5 years, we're returning there as the opening act for the Detroit Auto Show on January 10th, and I couldn't be happier. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Gilbert.
Hey, I'm done.
Here you go, Ethan. See, that's the way to arrive. That's how you pull up.
Looking good, bud.
Good. Sweet. Awesome, yeah. So I'm Ethan Sigwart with America's Most Wanted 4x4. We're here showing off our new package, which is the AMW 1025. So this is one of the very first Gladiator Demon 170s in the world. This was running the 85, 1025 horsepower with a Trackhawk 8 HP 95 transmission. our full 8-lug package underneath, 8 piston brakes all the way around, and the full long travel Fox coilovers. So it's a pretty awesome unit.
So where does the inspiration for this come in with the company? Like, what is the motto of America's Most Wanted? What do you guys, when you build these, is there a goal in mind, or is it just to have fun?
Yeah, so I mean, really it comes off the base of Detroit performance and American muscle. So we have always been in the off-road space with building V8 vehicles all the way back to the owner started in 1999 with it, and in 2012 founded America's Most Wanted 4x4. So we essentially started into the A to Z business model, selling a product that is ready to drive to the trail, come back off the trail and drive it home without having to, deal with trailering and everything else.
What's the one behind here? What do you got?
So what do we got here?
Yep, so this is a 2024 also. This is a Bikini Wrangler with our AMW 707 package. So this is the Hellcat 8HP 75 transmission, full 8-lug package as well with our tuned long arm suspension. And this one is just a riot to drive. We had this out at a few events this year, and it's an absolute beast.
Jim, I don't know if you noticed that the length of this Gladiator is different than what you'd buy at the dealer.
It is a bit, yeah, a little bit.
I love it. It looks so tight. It looks so good.
Yeah, this is a 10-inch bob bed on the back here. We've taken the factory bed, cut it down, and moved everything in for your approach angle and departure angle.
So what is the development time of this? I mean, from the time that someone comes up with the initial concept, how does that evolve?
Yeah, so over the years, I mean, with the Elephant crate engines coming out back in 2017, essentially, that was when we started on the very high horsepower stuff, developing fuel systems and all the way through that. With one of these, now we can build pretty much a 90 to 120 day timeline.
3 to 4 months you can turn these around.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a shop up in Holly, Michigan. We're just about an hour north of here. We build all these out of there, and we have plans of a new facility, even larger, output. But we're building about 100 vehicles here in the turnkey, and then we have a conversion side as well that you can get from 44 certified installers throughout the country.
And you guys are working with Jeep directly and through their dealer network now, and a more entry-level one?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a AMW 392 package, which isn't here today, but that's going to be an option that starts at about $90,000, just like the 392 Wrangler, but it will be the Gladiator, 35s, full Mopar, Jeep Performance parts, suspension, steering, some of the other components. So that's going to be a full factory based, Gladiator conversion. And then we're also adding the Hellcat in the same suspension base, same package that'll be starting at around 140.
The reaction I saw from kids the first time I saw one of these out here, you see it from people of all ages. This is a toy that you get to drive. That's got to be that vibe.
Absolutely. One of the cool things that the owner always says is it's the only vehicle on earth that an 8-year-old can be excited about, and the world talking about it in war and still having that same connection through the years of these vehicles.
Well, Ethan, thank you.
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Good. Well, what we have in front of us today is a 2024 Fiat 500e inspired by beauty. And what we also have is a thing that our friends in Italy sent us that we can enjoy here in the last few days of some early fall. But as we stand here kind of in the shadows of the train station, I would be remiss if I didn't thank some people first. So obviously we want to thank the City of Detroit for allowing us to be here. We want to thank our friends at Hagerty for having us. And we also want to thank our younger crosstown siblings or I should say rivals at Ford for restoring this beautiful building. It's just a spectacular landmark, and if you haven't been inside, I can't wait for you to do so. But again, it's a Beaux Arts masterpiece, and obviously that French architecture was actually inspired by the Italian Renaissance architecture too, so how fitting is it that we have two beautiful Italian vehicles in front of it as we stand here with the Council of Detroit from Italy. But what we have here again is two vehicles that are all electric, that are designed to re-inspire electric mobility in the United States or in Italy. And the 500e is one of the most affordable EVs available for sale today in the US, starting at $32,500. Has a range of 149 miles combined, or a range of 162 miles in a city cycle. The vehicle, if you're familiar with the last generation Fiat 500, this vehicle is actually 2.5 inches wider, 2 inches longer, and you immediately feel that when you get in the vehicle. It's far more spacious. I think Mr. Phelan could probably agree to that since he's driven it already. But it's a spectacular vehicle. We're very happy to be here. We're very happy to be in Detroit with Natalia. Came from Torino, designed and manufactured, because they're the only two UNESCO art cities within their respective countries. So it's a very fitting place to show these two vehicles, and it's a very fitting place to introduce my friend Allegra, the Consul of Italy in Detroit.
Grazie, buonasera. So as we said, I'm the Consul of Italy. I represent Italy here in Michigan, and I'm so happy to be here with Amir and all our cars at the station. Michigan Central, an amazing restoration project, and it talks about craftsmanship, it talks about tradition, all things that Italy is known for, but we want to let you know even more about technology and innovation that Italy is also known for. So the Fiats you see here are an exact example of exactly that. But more than that, we had a contest in Italy with over 600 startups. We chose the best 3 to come to Detroit to pitch to all of you. So next, if you come next to Fiat later, we have our Consulate of Italy stand. There'll be 3 startups pitching. You'll get a fabulous gift bag if you come and say ciao. Grazie.
Thank you so much. And again, with New Lab, the collaboration that we see and the inspiration of design, and like you mentioned so well, that this goes with all of us here, and what we've seen with Fiat, and the beautiful design there. That look is just, that paint alone. And Mark, you got dragged into all the conversations today. Sorry, it's going to happen. It's a popular guy there.
Yeah, and we're proud of it. It's an iconic design. So the original Cinquecento turned 67 years old on July 4th, and our brand turned 125 years old on July 11th. So unmistakable icon.
So wanted to say thanks not only to the Haggerty team and Radwood and the New Lab up here. To be in front of the train station is absolutely incredible, and what better place from an innovation and technology standpoint than where this cauldron of thought comes from in Detroit is the same type of Skunk Works project that delivered this car. So a lot of times marketing people have to tell stories, and this one we really don't have to. Jim Farley and Larry Holt were sitting around the GT3 race car and said, we need to take this race car and make it a street car. With literally in a shed behind the wind tunnel, in a shed sitting there, is how this car was born. And in 2025, it's a great year to be part of Mustang. With Gian and the Hag team down at the Amelia Island, and Radwood was there too with the 90s cars up there. We announced our suspension, our active suspension there. Window in the back.
If you do line lock in front of the train station, I'm just saying. It's a hell of a way to go, Jim.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you to all the people here for attending, as well as the great organizers of the event. Glad we could be here. This vehicle has 601 horsepower and 545 foot-pounds of torque, but then there's an N-Grin boost button, which gets you up to 641 horsepower and 568 foot-pounds of torque. All that, it's good for a 0 to 60 time of 3.25 seconds and a top speed of 162 miles an hour. It has a range of 221 miles, and then it can do a quick charge from 10 to 80% in 18 minutes on a DC fast charger. We've got track-focused hardware and software. So we've got electronic limited slip diff, a drift mode or a drift optimizer. We have N-active sound. It simulates the sound of an internal combustion engine inside the cabin. It can also simulate the feeling of shifts of a traditional manual transmission. We have track optimized draft mode, track optimized drive modes, along with specific N-tune brakes and regen braking that's specifically tuned for this performance model.
many great vehicles that have been the Lincoln team. And I could not be prouder than to be showing you the Navigator here today. Let's just start and we'll look a little bit at the exterior that we've brought, or the exterior design that's been brought to the Navigator. So as we look at the exterior, an all that really, okay, a bold new confident design, including the new signature lighting that when you, our Lincoln Embrace will bring the signature lighting that's going to light up from the interior and then expand to the exterior. We have new 24-inch wheels, multiple choices for the wheels, and really excited about that. And then that signature lighting also on the rear of the vehicle. And let's talk about open on approach. You walk up to the vehicle and that tailgate will recognize your key fob in your pocket and just open, and it's a split gate. So that split gate means the top part of the tailgate's gonna open like a normal lift gate, and then the tailgate will pop down. And so it provides a lot of functionality for our clients.
And partnership business development for Hagerty. It's a good looking truck. We're going to shift gears to Toyota here. Kurt McAllister pulling up right now, Midwest Public Relations Manager for Toyota. It's a very special edition. Wonderful vehicle coming up. Come on up, Kurt. We can come this way now. We can walk back like big boys. Okay. Kurt, tell us what we're looking at today.
Yeah, this is the This is the 2024 Land Cruiser 1958 edition. This goes to prove that legends never die. This is a vehicle that is the longest on our nameplate. It's been in the United States since 1958. It did take a quick 2-year hiatus and it came back in this version. So this is the only vehicle, Land Cruiser has a distinction to be the only vehicle, 4-wheel drive vehicle that is sold on all 7 continents. Because if you think about it, if you have to traverse the sands of the Middle East or the jungles of South America, this is what everybody drives. This is Land Cruiser. So again, this is a vehicle that has had many iterations here in the United States. We have some of the most loyal followers. People have clubs all the time. Out west, and actually here in Michigan as well, they love Land Cruiser and they're glad it's back. Again, it's come back as a high-quality off-roader, but it does have some of the creature comforts that people want in today's vehicles. And some of those things are, touch. We have a large 7-inch full multi-informational display screen.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's absolutely a pleasure to be here for this unique celebration of Community in Cars powered by the Detroit Auto Show. I want to start by expressing my deep appreciation for the passion and dedication that all of today's partners bring to today's event. Today is about more than just the incredible machines on display. It's about the people behind them and the community that makes Detroit so special. And a special thank you to the team at Modded Detroit, who have curated the vehicles you see in Roosevelt Park as a part of Detroit Auto Show's Community in Cars right behind you. Detroit is a city with an undeniable spirit, a place where innovation and hard work have come together for over a century to define the future of mobility. From the iconic manufacturers to the local hobbyists who pour their hearts into restoring and customizing their cars, trucks, and motorcycles, this event, Community in Cars, embodies that connection. It allows us to come together and share not only the passion, not only with the fellow enthusiasts, but also with families, friends, and future generations. And today, as we admire the remarkable craftsmanship and creativity on display, we're also celebrating something bigger. We're celebrating Detroit's pride and joy, its people. The vehicles represent more than just transportation. They are symbols of resilience, ingenuity, and a pride that define our city. At the Detroit Auto Show, we are proud to celebrate the city's rich auto history, which distinguishes itself here more than anywhere else in the world, which is why I'm excited to share that the Detroit Auto Show, as Jeff mentioned earlier, is returning to our iconic home in January with the 2025 show running January 10th through the 20th. This marks the exciting shift back to a time of year when the world traditionally looks to Detroit to set the tone for the automotive industry. January in Detroit has long been synonymous with innovation, new beginnings, and unveiling the future of mobility. The return to this date signals a revival of that tradition, allowing the auto show to reclaim its global spotlight at the start of the year. And as we look toward January 2025, we're not just preparing for another auto show, we're preparing to set the tone for the year ahead in the automotive world. But we are going to do that now with a presence 365 days a year. And as we continue to evolve, it's important to recognize that events like this foster a sense of connection between people of all ages and backgrounds. They remind us of how deeply cars and community are intertwined in Detroit's DNA. And just this week, the Detroit Auto Show began highlighting the city's unique automotive identity with the launch of our My Drive, My City, My Show campaign. This campaign is something truly special because it brings together voices of Detroiters from all walks of life, our sports legends, bold-thinking entrepreneurs, community leaders, and award-winning artists, each sharing their unique stories and their personal love affair with cars and the Motor City. What's so powerful about this campaign is how it taps into the deep emotional connection that Detroit and its people have with the vehicles and the city itself. For many of us, cars are more than just machines. They are memories, they are legacies, and symbols of hard work and creativity. Detroit's rich automotive history is woven into the fabric of who we are, and My Drive, My City, My Show is a tribute to that enduring relationship. Please check it out and share your own stories with us at DetroitAutoShow.com. I'll wrap up and say, as we look ahead to the next Detroit Auto Show, My Drive, My City, My Show will serve as a powerful reminder of what makes Detroit so unique. It's not just the cars. Again, it's the people who build them, the people who drive them, and the community that rallies around them. So let's embrace this campaign as a celebration of who we are as a city and the bright future ahead for both the Detroit Auto Show and our incredible automotive legacy. We can't wait to see you all back in Detroit as we kick off a new era of the auto show in January. We welcome you all to be involved, and again, we'll see you January 10th through the 20th. Thank you.
You know, this is such an amazing experience for me personally because when we first considered coming to Detroit as Radwood to celebrate the 80s and 90s with you guys, I looked at this specific venue as the first option, and at the time it was heavily under construction, so it's amazing to be a part of it here in such amazing shape and with all of you. So thank you so much for coming out. We're so excited to kick off 2 days of amazing car culture and lifestyle, and this is all because of you. Thank you all to our partners, all of the OEMs out here who are such a crucial and integral part of what makes Detroit Detroit. We're so happy to be working with you all, but most importantly, the community. All of these cars out here are owned by you guys, and we love to see them, so you make these shows. Thank you for coming out. One thing I did want to mention is that we also want to thank the Italians for making these beautiful cars that were so awesome and so radical in this era. They continue to do amazing stuff, but this is personally my favorite era. So where's the Italian consulate, folks? They're somewhere around here, right? Tomorrow we have our Mobile One Totally Rad live event, which is our full-scale Radwood event. It's a celebration of 80s and 90s pop culture. That includes cars, vehicles of all types, music, fashion, all of it. So please swing by. We're going to have live entertainment, including local favorites 313 Live. We have a big stage. And if you don't have a Radwood era car, please stop by still in your raddest clothes, because we do have the Raddest Dressed Awards. So you can, you know, it's a really, really fun experience too. I'm not going to like spoil it now. So the way that we do the award ceremony is a really, really fun walk-off. So definitely be a part of that. We'll have over 300 cars there. And also, it's very important to note that we're a very inclusive event. So yes, I drove up in a Testarossa for obvious reasons, but we love everything. You know, we love to see the Miatas, we love to see E30s, we love to see Fox bodies, we love to see everything in between. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I love about coming to Detroit is just seeing how a lot of the really obscure domestic stuff comes out of the woodwork. I live in California, I grew up on the West Coast, and I didn't even know what you know, an Omni GLHS was. I had never seen an Olds 442 quad, whatever it's called. And like, these are all really cool cars of the era that just never made it seems. You know, they were not prolific, and they're awesome to see, and it's consistent. You guys bring out some incredible stuff. So I love seeing all of that, and it's very celebrated at our events. And also, just in that vein, you know, all of the tuner stuff, the Salines of the era, the Shelbys, the Callaways, all of that is super cool. So you're going to see a lot of that tomorrow. And if you have something that fits the bill, 1980 to 99, please bring it out. I did mention the entertainment piece. We also have an incredible ride and drive experience, which we did sample here. So there's an R32 GTR, which is an icon, of course. We have an AutoZam AZ1, which is a little cool turbocharged mid-engine Japanese car, and also a 90 Mazda Miata that's in pristine condition with 16,000 miles. So take advantage of that. That's going to be happening tomorrow at Hart Plaza as well. And as I said, please aim for that Raddest Dressed award. I want to see some outfits. That's one thing that I will admit. You know, Detroit comes out strong with the cars. You guys always kill it, but you know, we need people to dress up more. It's part of the whole spirit of the event. So do that for me, please. And as we've heard before here multiple times, you know, Hagerty, we're here to save driving culture and fuel it for future generations. We celebrate our DNA, our heritage and nostalgia here, but there's a direct through line and connection in all of those cars that we're talking about, right? Those are examples of cars that we love, especially the Fox bodies are heavily celebrated here, right, which I'm a personal fan of. And because of that, we have the GTD now. We have all of this amazing, you know, DNA. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a good time out here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at Hart Plaza.
Okay, this is what it is. Cars at the station. This is what we've been watching here in front of the historic train station right here. Pretty cool. And this is an overview. Cars all around. I'll be checking out some. But anyway, this has been a cool deal. It's been good. Okay, here's all the cars here with Azteca. When it comes to rocking viciously, you see the goals of when I was a little baby boy. Mama DeLorean. Brand new toy. Pretty cool. A lot of those. Like the goal of mine. Time went by on his God creation. I knew someday I would rock the nation, so I made up my mind just what to do. And I joined with the Jam On production crew. The big old Lincoln. Azteca. Azteca, culture, mobility, the big wide Lincoln. Wow, super fast motorcycle. What that is? Lamborghini. I don't need no fan to prove my answer, just use my super brand. I can fly 3 times around the world without missing a beat. I socialize with X-ray eyes. Some people have brought their cars out here today. This is pretty cool. A variety of vehicles that hid in people's garages. An old BMW, or new BMW. A Mackenzie, new era coming soon. Semi race car. All right here. The Ferrari. Oh wait, pretty cool. Yep. The bounce. These are the Lincolns. They all knew the best. Right there, the Lincoln. And oh, the Consulate of Detroit. Oh, goodie bag. They're hosting the next Winter Olympics. Now I know where they're at. The Renaissance Center. 400 Renaissance Center. Oh, I'll do that. Vote for 3. Right there. Cool. Here are a variety of cars here. There they all are. Yeah, the old one, that Thunderbird. Wow, that's a classic. A Dodge here, that's pretty cool. I remember that one. It used to be like a GTI. Hagerty's Driver Club, remember? I gotta ask what this is. Okay, here's some more of the cars here. Car shows are always fun here in the Motor City. Rad Zoom. drive something. He's now in the back of his van. Right there. Bellman's car, an old Mustang. That thing's sweet. Zuki motorcycle. A Porsche. Thing's sweet. Love this. Hey, put his motorcycle right in the van. Can't beat that. That's the way to go. The Blue Goose. Another Ferrari. Wow, that thing's sweet. America's Most Wanted. Pretty cool. I'm gonna go in that building, but I gotta go check about being able to drive a car. Just a little bit of everything here. But you get to drive that little thing. That's pretty cool. I might check about doing it. I think I'm gonna find out what the deal is.
500, and this was in 1996. And so during that time, there was a blurb about an organization called, during his documentary, check it out on Netflix, organization called the Black Racers Association. And it just hit me. And I went immediately to Google and wanted to learn so much more about this organization. And it started in 1970 by Leonard Miller and a number of other racers, and their goal was to unify African Americans in the automotive industry, whether they were racers, whether they were small businesses, and have them work together just to help lift each other up and navigate an industry that was very biased on many levels.
About my mom and dad in the first place. So, but in terms of wins and championships, Chris stated earlier, I've won 2 Monza state championships, first to ever do it. And then for wins, too many to count. Out, and he always outs me, and my mom has always just been there with me and my dad whenever we have a bad moment, bad or good. So I just can't thank those two enough. They've always helped me with everything. Social media, finding me sponsors. It's just, we've been a little team together, and I just don't think I could have done it without those two behind my back.
Well, electric car here, a vision of the future. Pretty cool. Concept car. There's a bunch of Ford vehicles.
Dude, that looks sick in this color. That reminds me of We're going for 7 minutes. Have you done it? You guys see me?
Like I said, variety cars here. Pretty cool. Just checking them all out.
They said my car.
It's a neat looking car. Look at it. A little dump truck. I love it. That's cute.